In this video, we're going over some 2025 fashion hot takes. Now, I asked the creative geniuses in my Discord community for their most out-of-pocket, juiciest hot takes, and some of them are insane. So we're going to be covering some of them, talking about trends, what's hot and what's not, and some sauce on how to actually improve your style. And I'm going to be giving some of my 200 IQ thoughts. So let's get it. First up, we got not liking a trend is a trend in itself. This goes directly along with the take right after it. ASICS is overrated AF. Like, y'all just trying to be different. Now, right off the bat, I'm not gonna lie. I agree it is pretty trendy to be anti whatever the most popular thing is right now. But I feel like it's always been a thing, like counterculture. Counterculture is a trend. But with this ASICS take, I'm not gonna lie. This is exactly how I felt when ASICS first started getting popular. You know, the way I viewed it is like, Nike and Adidas were like the big dogs. You were either a Nike's guy or an Adidas guy. But I lived in SoCal, so I was a Vans guy. But I always thought that ASICS and those more like running type of shoes were always kind of ugly. So when they first started getting popular, I was just like, I feel like people are really they're just trying to be different, not going on the Nike or Adidas path, which is kind of how I feel about MFs talking about Puma Speedcats. Like, it kind of just seemed that's literally a industry plan. That's literally a failed industry plan. The only time I've ever seen that shoe is on Instagram, and like especially 1 week a couple of months ago when it was like all the influencers trying to push it out in Paris Fashion Week, Puma Speed. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Stop trying to make
Puma Speed Dog
happen. It's not going to happen.
Failed industry plan. Look at. But now with ASICS, it kind of opened up a new path for people. Like, there used to be two, Nike or Adidas. Now you could be a Nike guy, an Adidas guy, ASICS guy, a New Balance guy. It's kind of all the same, but like, we got more options now. And I don't know how to explain it, but when I see an Asian in New Balances or ASICS, I'm like, dude, that makes so much more sense than if I see an Asian in like Nike or Adidas. I don't know what it is. It just suits the vibe more. Like, bro, the New Balance ALD 550s genuinely changed the game for Asians. Genuinely changed the shoe game for Asians. Like, I know it wasn't just Asian foods wearing them, but like, when I see this shoe, I just think of an Asian with a tote bag. It just looks so right to me. But as for me, I think ASICS is one of those things that I can appreciate from a distance, but I don't think that it's my swag or that I ever rock anything that they have out right now. Okay, next up, we got personal style. It does not mean following trends. A lot of people are so scared of following trends, they end up wearing stuff that they don't even like just to be different. Now, I actually agree with this. This is why you got to be really mindful about what trends you're actually buying into, instead of just like, oh, that's kind of funny, you know, that's kind of cool. But as an example of what this take is saying, like Docs, right? Another person said Doc Martens are cool. I don't know if this is a hot take. I've seen Doc Marten hate videos before, but for me, Docs are an example of something that I like. So whether it's really like popular or it's getting hate, whatever it is, I'll always mess with it. You know, I guess it's just black boots in general though. I used to think that I would never wear boots, but as it started getting more popular, I was like, I mean, why not try them? You know, they are kind of sick. Like, I started seeing better, cooler, more unique ways to style them. So I guess that's a healthy way of experimenting with trends, just like this take is saying. Now, next we got some Tim's talk. Tim's got to be left in the big 24. Timberlands aren't cool and look mid. Timberlands look stupid. And it's crazy to think about because like 10 years ago, you would never see this. I think Tim's get so much hate now because most of the fits that we see in them are online and they're outside their natural habitat. They just look like basic boots. Like, if boots had a starter skin, it would be Tim's because they don't look stupid on an MF like this. But then sometimes they just look like a cosplay on an MF like this. So it's just like they got basic fashion MF tags, you know, just like how songs can become TikTok songs. I'm good with leaving them in the big 24, but to be honest, black Tims are hard. I'm rocking with it because they just look like any other black boot. So I guess I'm saying I'm rocking with black. Now next, a lot of people were mentioning how stuff was really mid. So let's talk about it. The people got a lot to say about skinny jeans. Skinny, slim, straight jeans have got to be the ugliest pairs of pants to ever exist. Crazy take. Now, I gotta disagree, chat. Skinny jeans have a place in fashion. They have a place in swag if you do it properly. You know, it's just harder to pull off because skinny jeans really only look good on skinny people. But when they put that shit on, they put that shit on. It's really not a one size fits all thing. It's skinny. It's a high skill level play. You know, well, not really skill level because you can't change your body type like that, but you know what I mean. The difficulty here is higher than with baggy jeans, but there are some fire fits with skinny jeans. So now let's do a quick speed run of some takes. You know, we got track pants are mid. Track pants are calm. I like the sportiness of them. They're perfectly rated in my opinion. Next up, most JNCOs are mid. You know, I think JNCOs are overrated, but for what they're going for, like the baggy, like baggy type of style, I think they're good. They're like B tier. They're all right. Overrated, but you know, they got their place, I guess. And with this one, I agree. Too many brands are making the same faded wash baggy jeans for like $100. Bro, the world does not need your faded, distressed denim, blah, 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 baggy jeans. The world does not need more of this, you know? Keep her. She's yours, bro. Keep. Carhartt is overhyped. Now, I agree it is overhyped, but it's popular for a reason, you know? It's like actually durable. It's actually useful. So it is overhyped, but it's good. Now, decorative belts like the diesel ones are mid. I actually agree with this. The diesel belts are pretty corny. But I think that's just any belt with like a fat belt buckle logo that isn't like, that's not it. Like the Gucci belts, the LV belts, keep her. She's yours, not it.
Keep it. She's yours.
But I really F with some like the decorative artistic belts, I guess. I've seen some really sick ones with like cool ass designs. I love how she dancing, got me feeling for you. Okay, now let's talk about some of these. Dressing in simple clothes is not considered fashionable. Having mid style that you stay true to because you like it is 1000% better than people with cool styles that only follow trends. Going for a minimalistic wardrobe is nerfing yourself. Now, I think the best way to explain my point on these takes is by talking about another take. Someone said fashion doesn't matter, which I understand what bro is saying, but like it definitely does matter. It's a big part of your appearance, and appearances matter. But once you make it past a certain XP level, it's really just a hobby at that point. Like for most people, your goal should just be to improve your style and dress better than the average person. Because after a certain threshold, you'll slowly start getting too deep into the rabbit hole, and then you just become like a fashion incel. Like as you go deeper, it goes from a healthy hobby. Having healthy hobbies is good. Like interests are super important. But if you're wasting all your money and it's your only hobby, like your only interest, that's when you're doing too much. That's when it's kind of toxic. Like as long as it's healthy, I think it's a good thing. Fashion should really just be whatever you want it to be, wherever you are on the bell curve. For me, it's a hobby, but I honestly enjoy the meme novelty of it more than like the standard fashion designer industry aspect to it. Like I'm not even gonna lie, might be self-reporting here, but I'm not a fashion demon like that. I don't know anything about designers. So when MF say hot takes like the bombings were necessary because without them we wouldn't have Yoji, or like Issey Miyake is the greatest fashion designer ever, that's sick. But I wouldn't know, gang. Like necessary is a crazy statement too, though. But like there might be some truth to this, because Michael Jordan would have never been Michael Jordan if he didn't get cut from his high school basketball team. You know, maybe Yoji would never be Yoji if Japan never got bombed.
Heroes never die.
The more you know. Okay, next up, stealing other people's styles is the best way to create your own original one. I wouldn't say it's original, but I do think it's the best way to improve your style. But the thing is, steal like an artist, because otherwise, if you do it too much, then you just walk on the street and someone sees you and all they're thinking is like, oh man, this guy's a TikTok fashion NPC clone. Like, damn, bro, this guy thinks he's him, but in reality, he's not. Like, that's all they're thinking. Or at least I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of what I'd be thinking. But steal like an artist, that's where the best original styles come from, because you're never really gonna have an original style. So I think it's better to just focus on finding what styles do you like and making it personal. But yeah, as bro said, you gotta jack some styles, nothing wrong with that. Next up, we got some differing opinions on reps. Now, wearing reps because you're broke ain't an excuse. Then we got reps are good for the fashion community because they make it more accessible to the average person who can't afford some brands. Are reps good for the fashion community, chat? Now, I think this is actually very interesting. You know, I like that these people are saying it because it creates a bunch of conversation and you can really argue for both sides. Like, I've never worn Reps, but I don't really mind it if someone else wears Reps. But like if you're wearing Reps and you're playing it off like they're real, that's so corny. Like, bro, just get your money up, I guess. Because I don't think you need expensive designer brands to have good style. I don't know, it's really not that deep, but I don't think that fashion should be pay to win. A good style will always mog a designer pay to win fit. But I do appreciate the collectible hobbyization of being like really into niche or rare clothes. You know, it's just not for me. Like if an MF with baggy jeans and a road mic came up to me on the street and was like, yo, bro, what's your favorite brand right now? I'm saying Trader Joe's, not Historic Glamour. I'm not gonna lie, like I wouldn't say I really have a favorite fashion brand. I guess I like Costco socks.
You're not even the fuck. I be going hard.
Okay, next up we got almost all fashion influencers would be nothing if you gave them the budget of the regular fashion enthusiasts. You know, I would say there is some truth to this. There's definitely a lot of fashion influencers who are only popular because they have a budget for flashy, expensive items. When a trend comes around, they're able to farm it right away because they got the money, and that gets them more views. But there's also a lot of influencers who are popular because of their taste. Like, I think it's very interesting to think about because you don't necessarily need the budget, but it does make it 100 times easier to get views. I can't really name drop names off the dome like that, but if you look at any influencer's page, I think you can kind of tell if they're just like trend farming styles, the hype styles, or if they actually got good taste and put that shit on. The thing is, smart influencers are probably doing a bit of both because good taste and a budget is a viral formula. Boom. Now these takes right here, chat, are probably the most important if you want to get a better style. Dressing in simple clothes is not considered fashionable. Pulling off a look is more about your vibe. Someone who has been wearing the same fit for 3 to 5 years, while objectively has the less stylish fit, they have 10 times the swagger. Now, the way I think about these is that yes, your vibe is what makes or breaks your swag. If your fit is swag or not. You know, I've been thinking a lot about this idea of like trying hard, forcing styles. And I think I've really figured out what the issue is. So here's the case study example, right? Basically, bro is saying that someone whose fit is more real, like their clothes are naturally distressed through the ups and downs of life, is 10 times swaggier than someone who has a pay to win, try hard fit. And I would 100% agree with this take, but I wanted to figure out why I agree with it. Like what's the root of all of this? And then it hit me. The best way I would describe this is that this pay to win style is kind of like AI art, or you know those AI portraits. It's literally the uncanny valley. When an MF has an entirely fresh, out the store, new fit, it looks too new. It looks too like AI art like, uncanny like. Because even through a picture, you can kind of be like, I can tell this guy had these pants for like 5 years. Or it's like, damn, bro, did this guy buy these pants today? And I think with the AI art fit, it just looks too picture perfect world like. Like it looks like you know how people hate AI art because it just looks like unnatural. It's not as natural, which makes the vibe a little uncanny. And speaking on other takes, all this just goes back to the vibe. This is what I mean when I say that your swag is more than just the clothes that you're wearing, chat. You know, it's like it's the entire aura that you give off. Like you can honestly tell when someone's experienced life in their fit. You can tell when an MF made some bread, got heartbroken, hit some devious licks, done some NSFW activities in their fit. You can't exactly see it, but like all that shit adds to the vibe of the fit. And that's what I mean by saying letting your clothes marinate. You got to experience life in them. Now next we got, most of the time, confidence in the fit is more important than the fit itself. A 6 out of 10 fit with confidence beats a 10 out of 10 fit with no confidence. Now another thing is confidence. Confidence plays a big part in making the fit look better. Because I guess this relates to another take. Someone said, if you got a good fit on and you're fat, the first thing people see is that you're fat. No hate though, XX. Being physically attractive can make a 3 out of 10 fit go to a 9 out of 10 fit. Sometimes ugly people just can't get into it, bro. Now with these, it kind of just goes back to the fact that if you're in shape and you're attractive, 99% of clothes will look good on you. Because it's way easier to make clothes look better when you look better. But that is kind of true. Like even if you have a good fit on and you're fat, most people are just gonna see that you're fat. Like it sounds bad to say, but you can kind of think about it like modding out a car. You know, you can get sick ass rims, a custom paint job, a new suspension, but like if you got a Prius, no one's gonna care. It's still a Prius. And I don't say that to shame anyone. I'm just keeping it a buck. The blunt reality is, if you want to look better in your clothes, if you want to improve your style, the people don't want to hear this, right? But lose weight. That's the best thing that you can do, you know? Spending $25 on a gym membership every month is gonna make your style so much better than spending $100 on another jacket that you're only gonna wear once. Because when you're in better shape, the clothes will fit you better. Now next up we got NPC pieces are just popular because they're the best. Fashion is worth the damage to your wallet because the items you buy are higher quality and more personal than what a fashion NPC would buy. Now I wouldn't say that they're the best. I think they're just the trendiest at the moment. Like think of the Stussy A-Ball fleece. That was an NPC piece, but looking back, it's pretty mid. But then there's also the Carhartt jackets, which are very trendy, but they're good, stylish, durable jackets. And I'm sure there's dozens of other durable, stylish jackets that are just as good. But the thing is, the brand and vibe around the pieces carry the weight of why it's so popular, not necessarily that they're just the best quality. Okay, now we got one that I honestly don't really know how to feel about. TikTok has done more bad for the fashion community than good. It might have introduced a lot of people into fashion, but it made people lose originality in their outfits and made the community much more toxic. The thing is, I see what they're saying. It did make everyone dress better because it was so easy to learn how to dress better, how to get style inspo fast. It's kind of like how when something gets more notice, it loses the specialness of it. But then I think about the TikTok puff print clothing brands that spawned in. I'm just like, you know, you're probably right. It did help a lot of people, but I think it kind of made fashion a little more small-minded when it comes to creativity. Now next up we got ghillie suits. Now I know this just says ghillie suits, but it kind of makes me think about all the styles and fits that are just out of the ordinary fashion. Like all those fits that when someone wears, it just like turns everybody's head. Everybody kind of hates on it. And I've been thinking about it lately. Like I do hate on a lot of stuff, a lot of fits, but it's all in good measure. Like it's not really that serious. Because the reality is that the ghillie suit, the insane over the top DTM OPM fit, or like whatever it is, this is the chaos that fashion needs. It's the plot twist that makes the movie interesting. The spice, if you will, you know? Think about it. Batman would not be Batman without the Joker. It's like Yoji wouldn't be Yoji without the bombs. Crazy. It's the necessary evil that holds the harmony, holds the balance in the fashion world together.
You complete me.
Anyways, here's some bonus loot takes. So that's some hot takes. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want to watch a video on my secrets to getting a good personal style that's not basic, that you're actually confident in, click the video here.